Hi, this is Monica from Unique Designs by Monica, and today we're going to be making hippos. Technically, you can make hippos and rhinos at the same time. There's just like a small variation, and that's like adding a horn, which I just realized none of these have. But if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I made these bears right here. And if you can see, they're all of these are in the same position, except for this little guy right here. That one's new. So what I'm going to do is, instead of duplicating my efforts, let's transform these bears into hippos. Or rhinos, depending on how far we get. Alright, first things first. As you can see, we have the very same body shapes for all of these. The only difference is the face, and that's what we're going to primarily focus on today. So, we're going to go over here, our very first victim, SVG, and we're going to ungroup it. We're going to get rid of our face, and we're going to change our color. Here we go. It's looking a lot like our hippo right here. Oop, I just realized it's not grouped together. Let's group this guy together. All right. In order to make the hippo face, we're just going to be using a couple of circles. One circle here, a bigger circle here. And as you can see, I'm not really, these are not the same height or shapes. You know, this one's off, but that's okay. We kind of want them to be a little off. But the only thing that we need to make sure that they is that they're aligned perfectly. So we're going to go over here and align these to the center. And we're going to weld. Just like that. Kind of looks like a peanut, doesn't it? It looks like a peanut. At least to me, anyway. Now, we're going to grab and smush this just a little bit. And then we're going to get our circle again. And I'm going to hold my shift key just to make sure this circle is an exact circle. I'm going to fill that in. And unlike this, we're going to make these ears just a tiny bit smaller. Just a little tiny bit. And I want to make sure this is going to go straight across. I grabbed the wrong one. Here we go. Replicate. And I'm just going to shift that over. I'm going to select both of these, group them up, and make sure that these are aligned perfectly. There we go. Weld. And there is my hippo face. Let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Sorry, now I have like the Madagascar song going in the background. The Moto Moto one. You saw I see this little hippo. Alright. Now this is where things get different. Unlike the bears here, we actually have a couple of eyes that we can work with. We can have having it a little happy. Let's group these together and bring it to the front. You can have it happy-go-lucky. Let's move this just a little bit. We can have it startled. Let's group these. Make this go back. Let's put these in the back. I didn't realize it was your birthday. That's what it gives me. It gives me that kind of vibe. Or these little, hey, how's it going? However you want your eyes to look, it's really simple to do. And all we're going to start off with is a tiny little circle. And then we're going to do these up here. We're going to change it to black. And we're going to replicate it going sideways. Now you can make these as close or as far apart as you want. I want it just that far apart. And again, the red line is bothering me again, so I'm just going to change that to black and group these together. Look how adorable that is. Now, as you can see, they have this little hippo has a nose, and all I did was I duplicated it, and then I just moved it a little bit farther apart from each side. That's it. That's all I really did. And if you feel like it looks more like a domino, the eyes look very domino, just make them a little smaller. There we go. And you got your first hippo. Now, that's your first hippo eyes. I'm going to leave the nose the way it is. In fact, I'm just going to make sure that they're lined correctly and group them together. Okay, now we're going to go with the startled eyes. And by doing that, all we need is a little circle, turn it black, fill it in with black, grab another circle, hold shift, turn it white, and then let's make this little guy go to the front. Now you can make this him looking up, side, down. It's really your preference, but I'm going to have it right in the middle. And make sure that these are aligned perfectly. And I'm going to group, and I'm going to duplicate, copy and paste. And of course, I don't like the red line, so I'm going to make that go black. But I also want these to be on the same level. And then we got, oh my gosh, that's so cute. It almost looks like it's startled. Like, did you hear the news? So-and-so is having a baby shower. Yeah, that's what the feel that I'm getting with this. Okay. Now, we are going to be making these nice little happy eyes. And in doing so, we're going to just grab ourselves another circle. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. Turn it black. Okay. I'm going to go back to my select tool. Copy and paste. And I'm going to turn this one white so you can see what I'm doing. So all I'm doing is just making a crescent, just like that. That's all I'm doing. Make sure that this is all aligned in the center. And then I'm going to go over here to my, is it my offset? Yeah, offset panel. And I'm going to use subtract all. Now you may think, well, nothing happened. I don't see any lines. It did. It ate it from the bottom up. So this guy, this white guy right here, this little white circle right here, anything that you put on top and you select on the bottom will eat away at it. It'll subtract from the bottom. All right. With that being said, I'm going to grab myself a rounded rectangle. Goodness, it's a little bit of a tongue twister there. Let's get a little closer. Now, you can make this as rounded as you want. You can make this as look like a pill. You can have much more of a slight edge there. I'm going to go with more of a pill. I'm going to select black, and then I'm going to convert to path. And all I'm going to do is just go sideways right here and then put it right there. Now you can add as much eyelashes as you want. You want the whole thing to look like an eyelash, you can do that. Put 3 at a time, 4 at a time. This time around, I think I'm going to do 2. And I'm going to weld. You see, this one has 1, this one has 2. Now let's make this a little smaller so it could fit on the face. And I'm going to go over here, directly the same. Now you can keep it that way if you want, but I'm going to flip it. And now we have to, a little bit more. There we go. Select everything and group. Now we have a little happy hippo. Make this a little smaller. Get a happy little hippo. And that was just for one. I mean, technically you could keep adding more and more facial features to this. For example, I know it's not added on any of these over here or any over there. Let's take these little surprised eyes, if you will. I'm going to ungroup, grab the one that's behind it, and let's just change the color to a darker gray. You're thinking, Monica, what are you doing? Don't worry, I'm going to show you. I'm going to get my knife tool and I'm going to just hold my shift key and go straight across. This will give me a straight line. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm following. I'm following so far. All right. So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna go right to the front. And now we made it look like a sleepy, sleep, sleepy looky eye. All right, gonna group it together. Or it looks more annoyed now. Oh my goodness, you can have so much fun with these SVGs if you wanted to. All right, let's go with the more annoyed looking hippo and group this. And now we're done. We went from happy to annoyed. Okay, now we're going to this other bear right here. And let's get rid of this guy. Make this much bigger. And all we're going to do is get rid of the face. Now, if you did this the first time around, you have already did most of the work for yourself. All you're really doing is just changing the color, grabbing your annoyed hippo, and just the face. You're just going to grab the face, group, duplicate it, and I'm sorry. You have an annoyed hippo. Let's make this the right color. There we go. Now, let's see. Did I have the same kind of... No, I didn't leave a tail on this one. If you don't like the tail, you can double click on it. And as you can see, you have points here. Let me get a little closer to the tail here. And we're going to get rid of it. Now, if you don't want a little flat tushy like this, you can pick out the point and just bend it a little. And then simplify it so you don't have to worry about... Let's just round this out just a little bit. There we go. We got a nice little rounded bottom. Now, if you wanted to add the tail, sure, you can do that, but it's not necessary. I'm sorry. The hippo looks so annoyed. Like, really? You forgot? It's like great for belated birthday. It's like, really? You forgot your birthday. All right. I'm gonna just duplicate my head here. Oh, I don't know what I did. Copy, paste. And this guy's already done. All right. And now we have this one right here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. All right. Let's get rid of this head right here. Change the color. Because if you did this last week, now you know how you can do. Yes, I am definitely messing with the head on this one. And now you have this one. Now, I did say you can make this into a rhino. And the way to do that is you grab yourself the curve shape tool. And all you have to do is 3 triangles. That's it. Gives you nice, you know, a nice little shape here. Hold on. I just think I pulled on something here. Give me a nice white tool. Put that right there. Let's get a little closer because it looks a little off. There we go. Now I can adjust this to how I want this to look. Now instead of an annoyed hippo, we have an annoyed rhinoceros. And you could keep changing the shapes as much as you want. You want a dog, just make it, you know, make it more like a bear. I'll show you how to do that in another video, but you see, just by adding one little simple thing, now you have an annoyed rhinoceros. I'm going to group this together. And now we have, you don't have to worry about the face on this one. So let's just make this little hippo. No, No. Let's turn this gray. And of course, all we're going to do is get rid of the head. I'm going to use this head over here. And let's take everything, ungroup everything. Let's erase it. And move this to the back. And that's it. Now, you don't have to have this particular tail. As you can see, I have a more different tail than for the bear. So all I really did is I went with my rounded rectangle and then did another rectangle, rounded rectangle. And all I did was line these two together. Change the color. And I want to make this a converted path. Change the color because I don't like the color red on here, and move this guy over. Let's make this super tiny. Ta-da! That's it. You can make this go a little lower, a little higher. It's really all up to you. Thank you for stopping on by. You saw the many things you can do with this SVG. You just change one little thing and you go from hippo to rhino. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day.